One, raise some awareness about these wounded combat veterans that are coming back and making that transition back to civilian life. And two, to try and take that financial stress and pressure off them while they're in that position. Now, since 9/11 and the war on terror, we've had thousands of soldiers come back injured, thousands and thousands more come back with those internal wounds that are a lot harder to see. In '06, I got to go to Iraq and spend 12 days on the ground there with Rich Franklin. What was interesting about that was we couldn't get MWR or the USO to pick us up. They didn't look at us as a legitimate sport back then. And this was '06. I mean, pretty late in the game for MMA. We were pretty much well established at that point as not some fringe crazy sport, but military didn't look at us that way. So I had to go through my old unit to the 101st to get that trip to happen. That's why we only really visited Army FOBs and didn't really get to rub elbows with any of the Marines or any of the other services that were over there in Iraq at that time. It was a very interesting experience for me as a former soldier to be in a combat zone and see those men and women doing the things I trained to do and never had to do. In '07, I got to go to Walter Reed Bethesda for the first time. It's myself, Don Fry, Ken Shamrock, and a good buddy of mine, Mike Davis. And that was my first time going into the hospital and walking the wards and meeting a bunch of men and women fresh off the battlefield. I heard these horror stories of the financial woes they were struggling with and not getting a lot of help from military entities that should have been helping them, in my opinion. And that was the impetus for me to go out and file for 501c3 status and start a nonprofit.